Hi everyone, it's Roger here from What's On at DisneyPlus.com. A quick Disney Plus news roundup where I'm going to be talking about Disney Plus raising its prices. It's going to be launching a new ad tier in Canada and in Europe. Also going to be talking about password sharing that's going to be cracking down and a whole lot more. It's going to be a big bumper show. Make sure you do hit that subscribe button to keep up with the latest Disney Plus news, but let's jump into it. So we've got lots of new information at the latest quarterly financial results from Disney. So there's lots of things to get through and not all of it is good, but let's kind of jump into some of the big ones. So up first, let's talk about the big one, price rises, because there is going to be some price rises coming in for Disney Plus subscribers. So what Disney are going to be doing is in the US, they're going to be increasing the price of the ad-free versions of Disney Plus. It's going to be going up to $13.99 a month. That's a big rise. They're also going to be increasing the price of Hulu and also ESPN without the ads. However, they are keeping the same prices for the ad-free ones. So if you want to get the ad-free version of Disney Plus, it's still going to be $7.99. And you can get the bundle with both Disney Plus and Hulu with ads for $9.99. The new prices are going to be kicking in November. But also, from the 6th of September, Disney's also going to be offering a new bundle where you can get Disney Plus and Hulu without ads for $19.99 a month. So what they're doing really is really pushing on the fact that they want you to go over to the ad-supported tier because basically they make more money from it and it's a lot cheaper for you. So this is what they're going to be doing. To be honest, in the US, there's just too many different bundles and stuff. This is all ahead of them adding in the Hulu content later this year. There wasn't really a huge amount said about that. It's just going to be coming at a later date, and they're kind of introducing this new ad-free tier available for both options. So it's great to see that one coming in. But it looks like it's going to be coming in later this year. It was also revealed in a filing that was put out on the same day that Disney and Comcast are in talks about the cost of Hulu, that they're going to buy out their 33% stake, and they're expecting to get the results of that within the next quarter. So in the next few months, we will find out about it. So in the US, the price of Disney Plus of the standard no ad one is going to be going up, and so yeah. But they're really pushing. In all honesty, if you have got different accounts or anything like that, you're better off looking to see if you can get the bundle, because the bundle is where you can really make some savings, especially if you've got a few different things. So it's worth looking at that. I mean, the fact that you can get, you know, Hulu and Disney Plus with ads for $9.99, that is the one that they really want you on. So definitely look into that. It was also announced that here in the UK and in some countries in Europe and in Canada, from the 1st of November, we're also going to be getting some price rises, but it's going to be even more complicated because what they're going to be doing is on that same day, they're going to be launching the new ad supported version. This one's going to be a lot cheaper. Here in the UK, it's going to be priced at $4.99 a month if you want that ad tier one. In Canada, it's $7.99. So yeah, so this is going to be a good way of them getting you onto a really, really cheap option for ads. So you're basically going to start seeing, you know, like Disney Plus from like $4.99. So it's I'll be honest, that is a really good price point. I think, you know, under a $5 for Disney Plus with ads, I think that is going to pull a lot of people in and really kind of allow people to jump in on having just Disney Plus on the cheap. And I think that is a good price. I can't say that that's not a good price. But also Disney are going to be making some changes, because what they're going to be doing is they're going to be following what they do in many countries, including in India, where we're now going to have two other tiers. We're going to have standard and premium. So premium is what we're all on now here in the UK and in Canada, where we get 4K streaming, 4 screens at once. That is going to be the premium one, and that is going to be getting a big price rise. It's going to be going up a couple of dollars, couple of quid, couple of euros. So that one is going to be going up. So that is unfortunate. So if you like watching stuff in 4K and there's lots of you in family, you are going to have to pay more if you want that. The good news is Disney is also launching the standard tier, which is essentially Disney Plus without ads, but you can only watch on 2 screens at once, and you can't watch in 4K. So it's a slightly cheaper option, and that is going to be the same price as Disney Plus is right now. So when you go for your renewal in like December or November or whenever it is after that, you're then going to be given the option of, do you want premium, standard, or standard with ads? So you're going to have 3 different options. So I do think in some ways, this one's been a much better way of doing a price rise, because you've actually got options to go lower, stay at the same. It sucks. It's like, for me, this is not good for me, because ultimately I'm going to be staying on the 4K version without ads. So therefore, I'm going to have a much more expensive package, which it just sucks. And it's not good that they're doing this. And obviously the price keeps going up. But those ad tier prices definitely are attractive for people to come in. And I am also kind of glad that they've kind of got this new standard one. I don't know if we necessarily need it. I suspect this will roll out eventually to Disney Plus in the US once they've sorted out the Hulu situation. I don't think Disney needs any more options in the US. I think they've got enough things. So yeah, there is going to be some price rises. We got the ad tier coming in. So this is going to make a big difference going forward. So that's the ad tier side of things and the price rises. And so it's all a little bit complicated with all it is. But basically, if you like ads, it's going to be either the same price or cheaper. And if you don't like ads, it's going to cost you more. So that's generally the theme of it. But let us know, are you going to stay on the premium tier or are you going to go for the ad one? I'd love to hear your thoughts on that in the comments below. Okay, let's now talk about Disney cracking down on password sharing. So this is going to be kicking off in 2024. Disney's Bob Iger did talk about the fact that they are going to be trying to get people to stop sharing the passwords because they think it's a bigger issue than they maybe thought it was. And they've got technology to do so. The reason I think how this is going to work is essentially, as I mentioned earlier, this whole thing about how many screens you can watch at once is going to be a way that they're going to be able to control this. So at the minute, it says in the terms and conditions that we can watch Disney Plus on 4 different devices at once. However, they have not really been enforcing this, and more people have been watching, and therefore what they're going to be doing is enforcing that rule. So if you're watching on 4 devices and you go to watch on the 5th one, it will say you can't watch it. So if you've shared your password with a family and there's 2 or 3 of you all trying to watch at the same time, you might not be doing it. But also this ties in with what I was talking earlier about the different tiers, because the ad-supported tier and this new standard tier that's going to be launching in the UK and in Europe and in Canada will only allow you to have 2 streams at once. So that is how they're going to restrict it. So they're going to get it down to doing, that's how they're going to be doing it. So not necessarily going after and offering you different options and stuff. I think it's just more about the fact of they're going to start restricting how many people can watch at once. In some way, actually just enforcing the rules that we've already agreed to, because they're not changing anything in terms of something we've not signed up to. But, Netflix had a lot of success with this, and I think all streaming services are going to look at this and go, yeah, if you're not paying for it, then we really don't really want you, because then that's ultimately going to be the way they look at it. So, that's the way they look at it, is they're going to be trying to do. Netflix had a huge success in getting new people to sign up, and I suspect we're going to see more of this. And I wouldn't be at all surprised if eventually, as I mentioned earlier, in the US, Disney will also get that new standard price, which will only have a much limited things. Again, not good for if you've got a big family with lots of kids and you're watching on lots of different devices. There's going to be a problem, but there's how many people that will affect. Yeah, so they are going to be cracking down on this. But let me know what you think of all that in the comments below. Okay, let's now talk about some other bad news for Disney, because they revealed that they have lost just under 12 million subscribers in the last quarter. And now this pretty much all comes down to losing subscribers in India. So last year, Disney lost the rights to the Indian Cricket League, and therefore they stated that they were going to be losing millions of subscribers. They knew this was going to happen. They've been advising for it. And with the loss of the cricket, they have been losing millions of subscribers each month, and a lot. They have lost, 12 plus million subscribers. It has brought the overall number of Disney Plus subscribers down by a lot. And so obviously that is the big headline. But there's some interesting things we have to be aware of. So obviously losing subscribers is bad, but the cost of buying that cricket rights was going to cost billions of dollars, and so by not spending that money, they're making more money. Now the thing is as well, with a subscriber of Disney Plus Hotstar in India, they actually make a lot less per subscriber. In fact, it's barely even 60 cents per subscriber per month in India, compared to over $7 per month from a subscriber in the US and Canada. So therefore, 10 million subscribers in India being lost, it's almost equivalent of losing 1 million US subscribers. So the numbers, there's a lot of thing of having a lot of subscribers was great while that's what they were hunting for, but now they need to be profitable. Having millions of subscribers, which they are basically losing money on, they don't want anymore. So that's why they've been doing a lot of cutting down on like the cricket and other bits and pieces, because they want to make more money per user and spending lots of money on like sports and stuff just wasn't bringing in enough money for Hotstar. Disney is looking into businesses in India, whether or not it wants to get in and out of it. But yeah, so Disney Plus in India has lost a lot of subscribers, but they were expecting it, and ultimately it is not really going to make a big impact on their financial numbers. That's the interesting thing with this one. They have lost some subscribers in the US and Canada. They lost about 300,000 subscribers. For a number of reasons. I don't really blame, especially in the US. I don't think so much in Canada, but I think in the US, if you are a subscriber of Disney Plus right now in the US, I can see why you are frustrated, because you're getting very little. You're getting a few Disney Channel shows, a few National Geographic shows, and 1 or 2 originals a month. You know, if you watch Secret Invasion or you know, you're getting not a lot of stuff compared to the rest of the world, and therefore I can see why you might not want to watch it anymore, and why you can essentially just stop it and come back when like Ahsoka comes on or something like that. So I completely understand that. There is another argument though, however, that while they lost subscribers, they're actually making more per subscriber now because they put the prices up, so it kind of equals out. However, internationally, outside of North America and India, they actually was able to add over 1 million subscribers. So the actual overall number is kind of like what they lost in America, they've picked up. Hulu subscribers in the US kind of went a little bit down on the live TV, and ESPN Plus only a little bit went up, not a huge amount. I do think we're going to get into a big stage of next year of when they've sorted out the Hulu situation, they can kind of get all this thing sorted. And ultimately, they're going to get to a point with India where they will have lost the bulk of their subscribers for the cricket will have been gone, and that will kind of stabilize a little bit. So they have lost lots of subscribers internationally in India and in the US. It's going to be interesting to see how all these price rises and stuff kick in, if they lose any. I think the majority of people are going to end up just shifting onto that lower tier, or they'll go onto the ad tier, and that's really what they want. And seeing those new adverts, that you can definitely see, you know, the price being that much lower will be an incentive to get people to sign up. But it is bad that they've lost it, but there are reasons for it, and you need to look into that. That in actual fact, Disney is actually better off losing those subscribers. There's essentially customers that in their view was costing them more than they were making. So that's kind of a key difference of where the streaming industries have shifted to more profitability. Disney is planning on making Disney Plus profitable by next year, and they are going hell for leather to make sure it happens. They are really going in. This is what all this stuff with ads tiers, price rises. They're also doing a lot of reductions in content and spending. They've been able to save over $5 billion. That was confirmed with all that they wrote off over $2.7 billion worth of original content. That's all the stuff like Willow and stuff. So that it's done what it needed to on the books. Sucks for us as viewers. I mean, the fact that we can't watch those shows is just dreadful, but they need to get there, otherwise this was going to be a problem. It was also revealed during the quarterly results that Disney is going to be doing some investigations into Disney Plus internationally, because in countries where Disney Plus is making money and where, you know, it's profitable, they are going to be supporting it 100%. They're still going to be getting originals. You're still going to be getting local content, and yeah, they're still there. You know, if they're making money from you, they're going to be there. So most countries probably not going to worry. But he has said that they are going to be looking into some countries where they're not making as much money. They are going to be drastically reducing if they have localized local content. So international originals might be starting to be dropping off. They're also going to be, in some countries, they might even pull out if they're not pulling in enough money and not making a profit. So that is something that they are looking at. Most of the countries will just end up having Disney Plus running with the content that's available around the world, and they will not have maybe a lot of advertising, or not so many advertising, but they're not going to have as much local content. This kind of ties up with Disney really kind of pulling back on making too many international originals, costing a lot of money to get local subscribers. That wasn't working, and now it's a change in strategy. So we are probably going to see a lot less originals going forward internationally. But like I said, that's going to depend on which countries are pulling in what amount of money. Yeah, we don't really know which ones are yet. We have to wait and see. I think the ad tier is going to have a big impact on that. But yeah, lots of stuff coming out of this investors call. Some other bits and pieces that were a little bit of interesting. Again, they're going to be cutting back on the amount of originals they're making, also the amount of TV shows. They're also cutting back on the movies they're going to be releasing. They are also planning on spending less on each of the items that they do release. So they're going to be cutting all that back. They need to get their budgets back in line. And if you've seen the box office numbers for the last like 6 months or so, you can see why. The TV shows and the movies budgets have crept up, and unfortunately the box office has come down. So we're going to see a little bit of a change now in their strategy to make things just, again, more profitable. And while this whole pretty much video is pretty much me just saying they're after money, they're trying to make profit. You got to look at it kind of like, if they do not make profit, if they do not make money, they will not make it. They will just pull out. They will change what they're doing. They have to make money because they're a business. And that's ultimately what they're here for. And if they don't make money, they're not going to make the shows and the films that we enjoy. And that it's a business at the end of the day. And they will pull out and stop doing stuff if it's not making money. So that's kind of a key thing. But yeah, so that is some of the highlights again. There's quite a lot of stuff being spoke about during the event because it was about an hour or so. But generally, prices going up on the ad-free versions, them trying to push you more onto the ad-supported tier, less content, they're saving money, and yeah, it's just a bit of a mess. But nevertheless, let me know what you think of all of this in today's report and stuff. Let me know in the comments below. Go check us out over at what's on at disneyplus.com. Like, follow, and subscribe, and I shall see you guys soon. Latest.